In life, our function as a human is to learn, grow, and reproduce. As a parent, our function is to continue our family's line and heritage. Creating a test that limits individuals to do so, to reproduce, as I said, is simply against the ideology of most countries, and law regards human rights made by international organizations that are agreed and applied to those countries as well. We should not hold tests, as it is also not in line with most religion beliefs. The government team is basically limiting people's rights to have children and reproduce. Instead of a test, we'd like to provide resources to improve the current capacities that parents already have. Our goal is to allow parents to educate their kids with their own methods of teaching under a principle that can be provided through socialization of information. Perhaps an app that parents can use to function as a reference to improve parent to child education and proper teaching methods. We could also implement other more better alternatives than holding a qualification test directly correlated to parents' rights to have children. Note that the government team has set the debate barriers on parent child moral educating and parent psychological readiness. Further topics are not applicable in this debate. We define a test as an exam to see the qualification of a parent, but what if these qualification views differ from what of us think and the decision maker thinks? We need to realize that a parent has their own methods of teaching. What the government is trying to do is creating a unified form of teaching, considering the other methods, perhaps also including tradition beliefs, not urgent. With these qualifications, the government places a martial law disallowing those that do not qualify to not have children. This is such a communist based mindset and are completely against the ideology of Indonesia itself being Bhinneka Tunggal Ika and Pancasila and most countries' ideology of the world. We propose on a couple of mechanisms that are more humanely being based on three indicators, which are first, more fair, more acceptable to citizens all over the world, and more efficient cost wise and time wise. First point of mechanism is we would like to not do tests but further socialize citizens of a country through leaders of their areas. Such in Indonesia, we have RT/RW to host meetings, educating parents on principles that a child needs to know to grow. We do not want to provide ways, as we believe with parents' different backgrounds, it allows a child to adapt and grow in their ways of teaching, of course with the considerment of the educating principles through the socializement. Secondly, we'd also like to strengthen education towards children directly on behavior and ethics. I'd like to press on the word strengthen, along with providing subsidies to schools and organizations related to children education and support. Thirdly, we would also like to provide a platform that parents and children could use to view courses related to child educating and child growth. This platform could also function gamification to make more interactive and fun. With that thought, we believe the mechanism we have provided will do better in the long run and can be accessed anywhere, anytime, and will last for centuries. The government may provide concerns regards effectivity of socialization, but as of today, socialization is proven the most effective for the long run. Take the COVID-19 vaccine socialization. Yes, today not all citizens are vaccinated, but with the socialization going, as time progresses, people will start to change their mindset and choose to vaccinate. The socialization has increased vaccine rates by thrice the amount before it was released. This proves that with the proper methods of socialization, it is effective and efficient. The government may also provide concerns regards our side, but has the government considered the riots, protests, clashes, deaths, and penalties that will happen with their proposition of basically limiting parents to have children? The government has also not made clear statements regards the mechanism nor the concerns. What will happen if people cheat on the exams just to get it done? What will happen if they choose to not do the exams? How about adoption? Does this work the same? Are the failed people not allowed to find love their entire life? What would your elders think if their childs are faced with the situation the government has placed us into? Imagine you yourself not qualified to make children. How would that make you feel? Family, I'd like to continue with my rebuttals on the statements the government team has made. Earlier, the government said that the family is an agent to spread moral values and the government has control over individual rights, as in those moral values. We agree and disagree. By implementing a law on rights that a person has is absolutely atrocious, misleading, egoistic. We understand that the government wants the best for the citizens by implementing this test, but this test bypasses basic human rights. The government also said that they will provide the same reference to every parent before they conduct the test. Note that as the topic is moral values, there will be a lot of references. But think about it, each person has a unique perspective when facing a situation. Thinking every parent will process that information the same is exclusive to those that have good memory. What about the actual kind people who qualify all the standards but are forced to memorize section A, B, C, and so on, and on the written test, they fail? We strongly disagree on the government on this. This brings me on to my first argument. The method of educate and test is such an old method. Most of what we learn won't even get remembered unless we are faced with it every single day. Government team, how do you propose after testing these parents who actually apply what they've learned and even remember what they've learned? Strengthened socialization will do better on the long run. With meetings held once in a certain period of time, parents would constantly be reminded to educate their children on moral grounds. As we all know, education is constantly growing. With these meetings, parents could use it as an opportunity to be brought up with new information regards parenting that they can apply using their own methods of teaching based on their own backgrounds. My second argument is related to what we can consider within capacity. We all know that there are people out there who actually have potential on being good parents but could simply be brought down because they failed the test. The government is creating a temporary standard which will apply to the rest of the life of these parents' life. The government is creating a stereotype and a differentiation between the citizens of Indonesia. It's creating a potential for more discrimination to happen. They're creating a new problem on its own. It's certainly likely that death cases related to suicide will increase due to this law application. It will make Indonesian citizens suffer more with new thoughts. It will make more illegal activities done and more normalized within our society. Raping can occur as these people who are not qualified tend to act their anger out. We can see cases like the Mathura rape incident in India happening nowadays, even by officers with class. Now imagine normal people wanting to reproduce and have children. Rape cases would increase by a ton. Those clear statements provide a threat to Indonesia's moral grounds set on the long run. We from the opposition team has made it clear that there are so much possible cracks and leaks and openings that will occur if the government implements what they propose. With that, we from the opposition team has furthered this motion by the given points, which is why we believe this motion must and will fall. Thank you. We beg you to propose.